Hi. A film that I caught on Talking Pictures TV recently that I'd wanted to see for some time was Carol Reed's Odd Man Out. It's in some ways a precursor to The Third Man, his next film, which is widely regarded as one of the greatest British films ever made. And it has a very similar visual style of chiaroscuro, of silhouettes running along brick walls in a European city. The setting is an unnamed city in Northern Ireland, although it's very obviously Belfast, and a day in the life of a an IRA man. Although again, it's not stated specifically that he is in the IRA. The leader of a local cell who, after escaping from prison, has spent a year away from the public, 6 months in prison and 6 months holed up in a safe house. And he's about to lead a raid on a local textile mill for money to fund the organization. However, the raid goes wrong in a scuffle with a security guard. The guard is killed and he's wounded in the shoulder. And the getaway, he falls from the car and is forced to make a run for it. And there then follows a manhunt throughout the city of the police seeking this fabled terrorist leader, his own people trying to find him and get him to safety. And as the story spreads that he's on the loose, the other people in town trying to get hold of him for the reward money. And as we travel through the story over the course of the day, we have a whole range of characters being brought in. We have the elderly uh, woman who runs the safe house. We have another woman who runs a guest house who turns out to be an informant. We have a publican played by William Hartnell, the original Doctor Who. Um, a crazy drunken painter who wants to paint the portrait of Johnny McQueen, the fugitive, who's played by Robert Newton. Um, it's a film that goes off in a range of strange directions as we follow Johnny and his journey through the city as he becomes more and more fragile and frail as his injuries um, uh, come closer to getting the better of him. And also as the woman he loves is trying to track him down and get him to safety, having negotiated passage for him out of the city, just a matter of trying to get him to the docks. But it's a very engaging story, um, very tense, filled with fascinating and engaging characters, all kinds of incidents, and it paints a portrait of the city as a whole. I was initially a little concerned about a film in which the main character is an unashamed and devout IRA operative, because I have certain feelings about that. But the film is not about the convictions at all. It's not about any political issue. It's about how the people respond to this situation on a more basic level. Um, James Mason as Johnny McQueen, I thought was excellent. Supposedly, other actors turned the role down because they the script and found there wasn't enough dialogue. And in fact, he has very little dialogue for the middle, maybe even two-thirds of the movie. He barely says anything, but he's on screen for much of the film, and it's a really great, largely silent performance from him. The supporting roles are all very, very fine. The film looks absolutely beautiful, and as a perhaps lower first tier classic of British cinema, I would recommend it very highly. I thought it was really quite superb.